Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom, and welcome to another episode of the Frail Conversations of the Just Sing podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about the foreign syndrome. And this came about because I got to thinking about this whole foreign complex and shit. And I kind of wanted to expand on it a little bit because I've noticed that in the culture or whatnot, a lot of dudes want foreigns. You know what I mean? And I'm not just gonna extend this to the woman side, like foreign women and all of that shit, but I'm just labeling it this because I see there's a deeper rooted thing connected with all of this shit. And it's like, it just so happened that the metaphor that I was able to put two and two together with happened to be foreign cars. And, it kind of made it seem like, I kind of caught flack for it the first time I mentioned it because, woman, she told me, yo, don't be comparing women to cars. I'm like, I'm not comparing women to cars. I'm trying to make a circumstance understood the only way that some people might be able to understand it. So I'm kind of going to go ahead and expound on that now and expand that thought process behind it because the metaphor, it kind of made sense because it made a lot of sense because when I look at how a lot of us, when we're looking at, when we look at women, it's like what prompted the thought was, we want luxury shit, but we hate high. We as men, we want luxury shit, but we hate high maintenance women. And semantics aside, a high maintenance woman is a luxury item. And again, I don't want it to seem that I'm objectifying women through this, so please don't take it that way, but follow the metaphor the entire time and follow the metaphor and the thought process behind this. Don't get so wrapped up on the detail that you cannot see the principle, masculinity. But it kind of like, we talk about luxury shit, the top shelf shit, all of this shit, like everything until it comes to a woman, right? Not only that, not only until it comes to a woman, but until it comes to maintaining that. And a lot of times we look at high maintenance as, she's a gold digger, she's this, that, the third, and the fourth, or whatever the case may be. However, when it comes to the high maintenance shit in our lives, it makes sense now. While I'm looking at it like as above, so below, as within, so without, how we also look at wanting the luxury shit that doesn't require any maintenance. You dig what I'm saying? Doesn't require any maintenance. And I'm gonna explain on this as we go on forward, to get more insight onto it. So it's gonna definitely cover the women, but it's gonna cover our lifestyle as a whole. To where we want the luxury, but we don't like high maintenance. You feel what I'm saying? And as I peel back the layers and go in deeper, we'll see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. And I think this is an extension of something that has been rooted within us. And the greatest manifestation that we have within ourselves happens to be within our women. When that happens, that's when we draw the line. That's when we draw the line. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's like, oh nah, she gotta go half. Or nah, she want too much. Or nah, she gotta be humbled. I gotta bring her down. She can't do this, that, and the third. So it's like, it gets to that point that it's not just the women, it's the entire lifestyle. And when we start to see that it's the entire lifestyle, it's easier to deal with. Because when we look at our women, we'll call some, like one side of the women could be gold diggers. But I think it's a matter of the perspective. Is she a gold digger or she's seeking to be financially stable? You feel what I'm saying? Now, granted, there's a direct distinction. I'm going to put some emphasis on that and explain a little more. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to put that on a grander scale because it appeared as if I was comparing women to a car, and it's like, nah, I'm not comparing women to a car. I'm using a car to define a circumstance, because that's what made sense. You feel me? And a lot of people understood where I was coming from with that. So I'm going to kind of do the same here. But Before we get started, be sure to check me out on Instagram _just_scene_. Be sure to check out my website at IamJustScene.com to get all of my books, So Frail, A Reality to Black Man Masculinity, So Frail, to Toxic Femininity, Hitting It Raw, Living a Raw, Plant-Based Lifestyle for Life, to enroll into my courses, Mastering the Market, A Comprehensive Guide to Forex Trading, and Hitting It Raw program to transition into the plant-based lifestyle. Be sure to, for my merch, Just Scene's merch, everything is listed on the website. And if you would like to book a session where you can chat one-on-one about any and everything, you can do so at Chatting with Scene, which is also on the website, IamJustScene.com. To all who tip, sponsor, and donate to the podcast, you are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you do. To those who would like to tip, sponsor, and donate, you can do so by clicking the link in the description of your podcast. Not exactly the episode, but the podcast itself. Cash App and PayPal are also fine. Yeah, and that's pretty much it on that. So without any further ado, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to dive into So Frail Conversations, the foreign syndrome. Oh yeah, and don't forget to visit IamJustScene.com. There, you can get all things Just Scene. You want to add the So Frail series to your library? Visit IamJustScene.com. You want to learn how to master the market for serious trading and investing? Visit IamJustScene.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags? Visit IamJustScene.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit IamJustScene.com. You ever want to just chat with Scene about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit IamJustScene.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at IamJustScene.com. So just take a quick peek into my world and see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it. You will never see it unless you visit IamJustScene.com. Right. Welcome back. And let's kind of just dive straight into it. So the purpose behind me doing it from a foreign car perspective is because it's like it started to make sense. I used to hear dudes, always talk about foreigns. They're like, yo, I need a foreign woman. You feel me? She speaks a different language, whatever the case may be. Blah 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 blah. Right? And in regards to that, they want a bad bitch too. A foreign, let me put that into context, right? A foreign is a bad bitch that speaks another language. That's really what it boils down to, right? But then we got to look at it like this too. A lot of the dudes who want bad bitches just want the physical shell. You feel me? It's the appearance. It's the physical shell. These women don't necessarily have to have substance. I'm not gonna say that they don't, but they necessarily don't have to have substance. It's the physical shell. I can show you off. I can flaunt you. I can, I can still have the bad one, even if she's not truly there in any other aspect of life. Feel me? And the reason why it led me to make the comparison between foreign cars, because it's almost a direct one-to-one correlation between dudes who like women like that. You feel me? But at the same time, don't necessarily want to put money into it. And I'm not saying women are objects, but I'm using a metaphor here to drive my point home. You feel what I'm saying? Because they'll say, I want a bad bitch, but I also want a woman to go have. I want a bad bitch, but I also don't want to cater to her this way. She got to take care of her. She got to do things herself. So it's like, I want a high maintenance woman that I don't have to maintain. You feel what I'm saying? And, it's one thing to hear it on that level. It's like a woman. It's like, yo, you're supposed to protect and provide, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. We can rock with that. But we got to understand the full dynamic of the mentality of that. Because it's almost, like I said, it's almost an even correlation between those type of dudes who like women like that, but who like high maintenance women that they don't have to maintain. And those type of guys who get quote unquote foreign cars, Lexus, BMW, Benzes, that are almost 15 to 20 years old with like over 200-some thousand miles on it, just to say, hey, but I got a Benz, I got a Lexus. You feel me? It's the shell. It's the presentation. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of these cars be fucked up with oil lights and check engine lights and shit on it. They don't have to, they're not maintaining them. they're literally going to ride them until the wheels fall off. They might get a few oil changes and do the basic shit because, but it's like, it's an old car. There's nothing that I really want to do to it. You feel me? It's just the fact that I got it. Audis, all of them, they get older versions of cars with the names on them. You feel me? That really don't have anything on the inside. The car is really not going to last probably until the next tax season. You feel me? There's no slight to my brothers that do that. You feel what I'm saying? I got to put shit into perspective sometimes to make it understood, because when we're starting to treat our women like that, what came first? Like people say you can't treat women like a car. It's like, I'm not labeling women as a car, but I'm showing that there's a mindset between the direct correlation between them getting a car the same way that they're looking at women. I didn't do it. I'm just reporting the news. You feel me? I'm just reporting the news because like I said, it's a direct correlation. It's a damn near direct correlation. You know what I'm saying? If the car, breaks down or something goes wrong with it, they'll abandon it. I don't have the money to fix it because they're going to have to order. It's already older. They're going to have to order parts from overseas to come and fix it and shit like that. It's waste. I'm not going to put into it. My intention is not to put back into this car. Same shit with the women. It's like 50-50. Oh, she got to go half. She's supposed to be this. She's supposed to be that. It's like, but why do you want her then? You want the physical shell. It's a trophy wife shit, Give me a trophy wife. Give me a woman that looks good on my arm. You feel what I'm saying? Give me a woman that looks good on my arm. The whole foreign shit, like I said, it's a bad bitch that speaks another language. You feel me? But what is the bad bitch? Like that's really what we got to get to, because this is what I'm seeing a lot of men are bitching over. You feel what I'm saying? They want the templated woman, the Instagram model. They want that physical shell, but yet you feel me, everything. You want more to go with it. You feel what I'm saying? You want more to go with it. And you want more to go with it, but you don't want to upkeep it. You feel what I'm saying? You don't want to upkeep it. Like high maintenance women, you feel me? Now, granted, there is a difference. Like I said, there's a difference between a gold digger and the one who's financially stable. But a lot of times we think we try to blend the two. A gold digger who's just out for the money and a woman who's seeking financial security. They're different. They're both high maintenance in a sense, but it's back to the car metaphor. You feel what I'm saying? The gold digger will be equivalent to that 15-year-old BMW, that 15-year-old Lexus. That it's like, damn, you require a lot of motherfucking money for what? Might as well get a new car. But you're a BMW. But you're a Lexus. You're a foreign. So I'll keep it. I'm just not going to put no money into it because it's already an old car. You feel me? I'm not going to maintain this motherfucker. However, the women who require the financial security, they're the 2020 models, the 2021 models. They're the ones that start off like, okay, nobody's ever had you before. You feel me? Like I'm gonna have to get my oil changed. I'm gonna have to get my transmission flushed. I'm gonna have to make sure I use the right gas all the time. I'm gonna have to keep up on the routine maintenance. I can't let this shit fall. You feel me? I'm gonna make sure I do everything to get the best out of this vehicle. What's easier to do? Deal with a vehicle that you know is on its last leg, or deal with a vehicle that's on its first leg, and you got trying to keep that leg strong. That's a battle that a lot of dudes are in. You feel me? And again, I got to keep reiterating, this is not purposely to compare women to cars. You feel me? So I don't want my brothers to look at it and it's like, yo, she's a car. But I'm showing there's a mentality that we have that is evident in other aspects of our lives that now trickles into how we choose our women or how we seek to choose our women. You feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of times it's the poverty mindset. You feel me? It's a poverty mindset. People think poverty just relates to money, having no money. Poverty is it's not being taught to have no money. It's about having no value. When you grow up in a mindset where you don't have value, you feel me? Switch the aspect from not having the money, not having the value, or being deemed to have the value. This is what it creates. You feel me? This is really what it creates. It creates what I'm calling the foreign syndrome. You feel me? But it's like, which side of the foreign syndrome are you going to ride on? Because everything's built off of that. We build everything off of this foreign syndrome. We build everything off this foreign syndrome. For those who say, okay, I'm going to get to 2020, 2021. Now I got to keep it up. Are you overextending yourself? You feel what I'm saying? When I used to sell cars, it's like people used to come in for a $500 car payment, right? And they want to pay $500 for the car. They don't necessarily want a $500 car payment, because a $500 car payment is what that payment is going to be for the month. That includes the gas, that includes the oil change, that includes everything, the maintenance that goes into the car, the insurance and everything. You want that to be $500, right? So we see the Benz. We see the Benz or the BMW and shit. And we ask ourselves, we work to be able to afford the car, not the car payment. So that's one side of the foreign syndrome. That's one side of the foreign syndrome. You feel what I'm saying? Can you maintain that shit? Are you really thinking ahead to maintain that shit? Because now you're dealing with something that's high maintenance. So the 2020, the newer models, the ones that are in the position, like those are going to require us to have financial security. So technically that's a vehicle that's a vessel that's going to need financial security. So its perspective is financial security, right? But then we're like, fuck it, I can't rock with that. Let me go drop this quick 6 bands on this motherfucking, this 2000 model, 2001, 2002, you feel me? And be pushing that shit, 200,000 miles on it already, you feel me? I don't know how long it's gonna last. Like, I'm buying it straight off the lot and, buy here, pay here type shit. Because it's still a Lexus. It's still a BMW. It's still a Benz. Still a Range. And it now needs no maintenance. It becomes a gold digger, because when something goes wrong with that motherfucker, I can't weather the storm. I'm gonna have to get rid of the car. You dig what I'm saying? So this is where I'm coming into the mindset that it has everything to do with the value we deem within ourselves. The value we deem within ourselves. We create this mentality deep within us that, we gotta have that, image. That image. As above, so below, as within, so without. So what we view from the outside of the things that we wish to have are the things that we kind of wish to have on the inside, value-wise. You feel what I'm saying? Luxury shit. But yet we don't want to deal with the high maintenance that comes with luxury shit. People say, I think it was Maya Angelou that said it, people say the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Maya Angelou, I think she had a quote where she was like, if the grass is greener on the other side, so is the water bill. The water bill's higher. You get what I'm saying? That's high maintenance. That's high maintenance shit. You gotta put into it. The reason why I use it with our women, because it's like our conquest, our search for the right woman. We tend to now we're in a space where it's like, I can't, I'm not about to put all into this woman. Like, I'm gonna go have, she got to do this for me too. She got to do that shit. Like, cool. Yes, granted, reciprocity, like a motherfucker. I'm for it, 100%. But are we really looking for reciprocity? Are we really looking for reciprocity, or are we trying to sustain our ego? You feel me? I ask this question because it's like, when it comes to having to go half or some shit, I gotta say it like this, because this is how it just has to be put. Like, you can't afford that woman. You can't afford that woman. When a woman has to go half, you can't afford her. And now I'm not just talking about financially at this point. Can you afford her emotionally? Can you afford her mentally? Can you afford her spiritually? We got to go deeper into this thing. You feel me? The physical is just the final result. If you can't afford something physically, you damn sure are already prepared. Your mind has already been shown to not be able to afford it. Your spirit shows you can't afford it. You feel me? So now it's like, she got to go half with me. I don't even think we really know what we're doing sometimes when we say certain things that we do. You feel what I'm saying? Because now it's high maintenance. I got to be able to sustain spirituality. You feel me? I got to be able to be able to provide for her spiritually. I got to be able to provide for her mentally, emotionally. All of these things I have to be, so which means I have to be wealthy in these things too, in order to have the high maintenance woman that I'm looking for. But see, our thing is, we want high maintenance women. You feel me? Just physically. Like, it shit don't work. There's a mindset that comes with that shit. Like I said, there may be a difference. The opposite sides of the same coin. So there's technically a difference between a gold digger and one who's seeking financial security, but they're in essence the same thing. Principally, they're the same thing. Opposite sides of the same coin. You feel what I'm saying? And they require us to pour into them. The thing about it is where the difference is defined. The gold digger is just about physical aesthetic. You know, you don't necessarily have to provide for her mentally. You don't have to provide for her spiritually, but you damn sure got to be able to provide for her physically. You know, give her the finer things. Like that shit get me. Like I used to see all the times like dudes just like she needs the finer things in life, and it's always some physical shit. I was watching an episode of Martin, and him and Gina had broke up, and when him and Gina broke up, she went on a date with like Braxton. I don't know the nigga name and shit, but I know him as Braxton. Jamie Foxx, he was a character on the show. But he said, I'm going to give her the finer things in life. I got a Benz, you know, different things like that. Martin was like, bro. So he was on some physical side, high maintenance shit. Like, you know, you deserve this type of shit. You deserve this type of life. You know, we be swooning women and wounding women and shit, wooing women to get them with that, you know, you deserve the best, the finer things in life and shit. But then we complain about the finer things that they want. You feel what I'm saying? Because it requires a little bit more. You feel what I'm saying? Back to the metaphor of a brand new 2020 luxury model car. Luxury car, foreign. You feel me? You can't just put 87 gas in that motherfucker. Now you got to put 93 in that bitch. You can't just get a standard oil change. You got to get a fucking premium oil change. You dig what I'm saying? Your transmission flush ain't going to be no simple transmission flush. It's a whole synthetic process that has to now go through it that costs a lot more. You dig what I'm saying? Same shit with women. Same shit with women. They require a lot more. And the greater you see the woman, you better believe the greater you got to invest in her. The greater you got to put into her. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to find that balance of can you afford her? You feel me? Can you afford her? Are you willing to afford her? And a lot of us are showing that we're not. Even just like, because like I say, we just looking at it from a physical aspect where we be like, yo, go half. We also want them to go half emotionally. We want them to go half mentally, spiritually, all of that shit, because we can't afford it. We can't afford it. And I feel like that's a lot of the problematic shit, because all we see is the physical when we're talking. Oh, she want me to pay all her bills and do all of this shit and do all of that. And, you know, women are on that shit too. If you can't pay my bills and all that shit, like, you know, well, like, nah, like, I can't do that. And I'm not going to do that. I got my own shit to worry about. I got my own shit to fuck with. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, we miss the reality. We miss the reality because we're seeking, you know, we're seeking a high maintenance relationship, but we want them to be low maintenance. You can't come into a high maintenance situation and think you're going to downplay it. Like I said, you're not going to treat a Lexus like you. That's a bad metaphor because it actually works. But I'm gonna go with it anyway. You're not gonna treat a Lexus like you would a Toyota. And the reason why I say it's a bad metaphor because Lexus are made by Toyotas. They're basically expensive Camrys and expensive Toyota Avalons. But anyway, what the metaphor is gonna stick still. You're not gonna treat a what is it? What's a Lexus? A 400 series, 500 series? You feel me? You're not gonna treat those like you would a Corolla. You feel me? But that's what we want. In essence, that's what this foreign syndrome does to us. It makes us want to treat these high-class cars like regular vehicles. Pintos and putt-putts. Like, no, it's why you think a Pinto and a putt-putt is a Pinto and a putt-putt. The fuck? Because it hasn't been maintained. It doesn't require much to be maintained. You dig what I'm saying? It doesn't require much to be maintained. I seen this this little description of cars one time, and it was like it takes what is it, 6 months to make a Rolls Royce, but 30 days to make a Toyota off the assembly line. So you feel me? Let's look at women like that. You feel me? There's a lot of the women that, you know, we see, and like I said, a lot, for one part of it, I'm gonna use the Rolls Royce. Am I saying that all women are, you know, gonna have that time, that have built themselves over a duration of time? And, you know, nah. So like I said, there's gold diggers and there's those that are financially secure, that look for financial security. Opposite sides of the same coin. But you have those women who will be like, I want to be treated like a Rolls Royce, but I'm only a Toyota. You feel me? And they get hyped up to be like that. You feel what I'm saying? They get hyped up to be like that, and then, you know, it falls through. But then you have those that are actually Rolls Royces and shit that actually have time has been put in for them to be there. So it's like, damn, you gotta maintain that Rolls Royce. You can't just drive the bitch. You can't just drive it. Like, you gotta be able to put the shit into it to maintain it, to keep it. You know, to realize you can't drive it every single day. To realize, like, there's a lot of things that has to go into it. You feel me? But that line is blurred because we have this foreign syndrome, and we misunderstand the value of things. You know, we misunderstand the value of things, and in misunderstanding the value of these things, we like I said, we apply it to so much of our lives. To so much of our lives. You feel what I'm saying? I want this whole image, but I don't want the core of it. I don't want the core that keeps this foundation solid. You dig what I'm saying? So our women, our choices of women, it's like, damn, I want her to, like, we have this thing where, let's say we meet we pull the baddest bitch in the club. Now I don't want you to go to the club anymore. Why? That's where you met her. The fuck? That's her environment. It's her habitat. That's where she's comfortable. You gotta let her stay there. You gotta let her be. The issue is now it comes back into the whole point. Like, I was able to get the luxury model, but I don't know how to maintain a luxury model. I don't know how to maintain that level of woman. I don't know how to maintain that level of car. Like, you feel me? So it's like, I gotta make her start seeing that she doesn't need all these things. Like, I gotta make her understand that, oh, nah, life is not about that shit. Like, you feel me? Nah, that's the life she already lives. You dig what I'm saying? If that's not for you, then don't try to cap it, because now that you got it, you got to show that I don't want to do it anymore. Nah, you got to be able to maintain what you get. You got to maintain what you get. If you're gonna put the money into, you got to be able to maintain the whole thing. So high maintenance is a negative connotation, but it's really not negative at all. It's really not negative at all, because it reveals the value of the thing that you put that you want, the thing that you're now trying to invest your time in, your energy in. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, we just want the shell of it. We just want the like, when we step out, oh, we got the baddest, blah, 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 blah. So now, when we look at it like that, we be like, I can't stand women with nasty attitudes. I can't stand women with this, that, and the third. You feel me? We don't like that. Yo, she always arguing, she always nagging, you know. But that's just like getting a 15-year-old BMW. You feel what I'm saying? Damn, my light on again. Damn, the shit locked up on me. It stalled out on me, yo. My shit didn't cut on. The fuck? Now I gotta go get a battery. Now I gotta go do this. Now I gotta go do all of this shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm past the warranty. I can't go in and get it done for me. Like, I'm past all, like, you feel me? Same shit. Because principally our mindset is attuned to that. Our mindset is attuned to those things. You feel what I'm saying? So now we get the woman who's like, yo, she the baddest motherfucker in here, bro. 34, 24, 26, 36, whatever the fucking dimensions are and shit. She got her shit together. Her weave straight. All that shit. We want that. But then once we get it, we realize, oh, that's not what I was looking for. You feel what I'm saying? That's not what I was looking for. But that's what I'm going to maintain. That's what I'm willing to maintain. I'm willing to deal with the headache than actually have to kick out what it takes to maintain this. You feel me? Be on my shit. She nagging because I ain't on my shit. Like those different things have to now play into that reality. You feel what I'm saying? To where you have the woman who's like in that same capacity. You met her in different circumstances. She's still the baddest one in the spot. But at this point, she's high maintenance. She requires a lot more. I can't afford her. But I want her. I want to have her. So now I got to extend myself. I got to go beyond, or I could just have her and not maintain her. Not maintain what she's already been doing. Like, maintain that shit yourself. Like, you feel me? Now I feel like you trying to take you now I feel like you just a gold digger, yo. Like, nah, she's high maintenance. She's high maintenance and not necessarily a bad thing. You just got to be a high maintainer. You got to be a high maintainer. Excuse me. A lot of us don't want to step into that role because it requires a lot more. Like, you feel me? Now, this is not an implication of settling. This is not an implication of settling. This is an implication of work towards what you want and be able to afford it. Not just physically and financially, but I mean emotionally, spiritually, all of these things. Make sure you can afford what you want to invest in, afford what you want to acquire and have in your life through the duration of what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Back to the car metaphor. And I'm using car metaphors because it's easier to grasp this concept. If I know that I'm going for a 2020, 2021 Benz, right? I know that I'm going to end up getting a 5-year loan, right? There's things that you got to prepare for before that. All right. I wanting to get the best credit possible. I want to get a 0.9% interest rate. You feel me? So what do I got to do? I got to make sure my credit is on point. You feel me? I can't just get this car. I got to make sure that my credit is on point to get that 0.5 interest rate. I got to make sure that I have the means to do this for the next 5 years consistently, which means that I need to be on point with my job. I need to be on point with my finances to consistently be able to make what I'm making. I need to be able to foresee the future and plan accordingly to make sure that it's there. I got to make sure that I'm on point at work so that way I'm not risking the possibility that I can get terminated. You feel me? And I got to make sure that if I do happen to get terminated, can I still support? And like, what other things those are things that have to be proactively thought of ahead of time in order for me to go get that car. You feel what I'm saying? That's a high maintainer. That's the mindset of a high maintainer. High maintenance is nothing to that person. It's a high maintainer. But see, when the issue is, you feel what I'm saying? I bounce around from job to job, every other month I get something new. You feel what I'm saying? I start a business, but I don't finish it. I don't keep it going. I don't put in the work to keep that shit up. So likely you're going to go and get that foreign, that 15, 16-year-old from that buy here, pay here, get a 26% interest rate with 200,000 miles on the car. Hey, huddle up, broskies, because it's time to elevate. The secret to evolving masculinity is to define it, understand it, then apply it. The So Frail series defines masculinity as the spiritual, mental, and physical embodiment of the essence of analysis and deconstruction. From this definition, I explain how masculinity is not just the hat that we wear, but it's the essence that we must exude through application. If you enjoy the So Frail conversations, why not read the books that inspire them? Visit IamJustSeen.com right now to add the So Frail series to your library to get a better understanding of what masculinity really is. I promise, after reading So Frail, you will never look at masculinity the same again. You feel me? You don't think about the longevity of, do I really need to be paying for this for 5 years? Do I really need to be paying this for 5 fucking years? With a 26% interest rate, I'm going to end up paying more than the car is even valued for. These are things that you got to proactively think ahead for, but we don't think about that. So now when it comes to our women, when it comes to the women we're under the foreign syndrome, we're going to choose the same way. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. First fuck up. That's the first fuck up. First sign that you're not even ready to maintain. You're not a high maintainer. Because when this shit is done, it's done. You feel me? But the high maintainer is like, yo, man, she has, I'm not looking at her because she's cute as why she's good with it, why she can have my babies. You feel me? To where I'm just going, okay, man, I'm gonna trap her off. I'm gonna fuck her, I'm a raw dog, go ahead and, get her pregnant and shit. And then have a baby that can keep me bound to her. That's low maintenance thinking. You feel me? The high maintainer may still think the same way. You feel me? I ain't gonna hold you, man. I still do the shit. Like, I still do the shit. I look at women and I'm like, yo, she can have my baby. You feel me? But it's not on no strength that, just the physical. I look at everything she got going on. And if, you know what I'm saying? And before I even try to interact on that level, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna fuck her and get her. No, I'm not saying that I'm gonna fuck her and get her pregnant. When with my intention, she can potentially be the mother of my kids, is based off of every other dynamic. And then I still have to go through the process. You feel me? Of preparing that. You feel me? There's a lot of things. I'm gonna use this example too. If we're looking at it from the perspective of low maintenance, oh, she can have my baby. Your only focus is like, yo, I'm gonna fuck her and get her pregnant. Like, she can have my baby, yo, she could be, but it's different. Don't nothing change but the fact that you just gonna fuck her without a condom. Like, that's the only difference. Now I can fuck her without a condom. You feel what I'm saying? Nothing else get her pregnant, and that's what it is. That's low maintenance. That's low maintenance mentality. High maintenance mentality says, yo, she can have my baby, but I want to make sure her body's in physical and in tip-top shape. So we're gonna start working out together. I want her to start, fine-tuning her body a little bit more. So start taking these herbs, these supplements. Make sure you're on point. Make sure your nutrition is straight. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, we want to live in this. I need to make her comfortable. I need to be able to see how she is in a peaceful state, how she is in all these states, and start to learn these things about her. Put that time in over the longevity. Anticipate, okay, yeah, in 2 to 3 years, I'll probably be willing and ready to have a baby, and stable enough to have a baby with her. To know that when she is pregnant, how can we maneuver that? The day we find out she's pregnant, can she quit a job, or does she have to work more? What will have to happen? Like, these things are these are the thoughts of the high maintainer. You feel what I'm saying? Who's like, yo, I got to be able to afford her. You feel me? I got to be able to afford her, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, all these things. When the moment I find out she's pregnant, am I gonna be damn? Or I'm gonna be like, yes. You feel me? Am I gonna feel good about it? Am I gonna start panicking because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to provide and do all of these different things? And I'm like, okay, bam, right on time, because I've already put in a time frame. It goes back to, like, if you know you want to buy a Benz, you feel me? You don't just go buy a Benz. You spend the time to get your credit in point, to get your credit to that tip-top shape, so you can get the right interest rate, so you can get all these things, and you can know, okay, bam, I only want to do this for 5 years. You feel me? Make sure I get gap insurance, make sure I get all these different things, see how my insurance is going to pay out. I'm going to do all of these things. That means I have to have a good driving record, no tickets, no accidents or anything like that, so I can get the lowest possible insurance on this. Everything has to be a cohesive unit. You have to do the same thing with your woman. You got to do the same thing with your woman. You feel me? You got to want that luxury item, and you got to be able to have that high maintenance mentality. You feel me? You got to know, okay, this is a luxurious woman. I'm going to do what I have to do to maintain this. You feel me? Now, granted, I get it's like, oh, she ain't got it. That's low maintenance thinking. If your mind is already put in a space of, well, she got to give back to me. She got to do shit like that to me too. What she like? You feel me? You're not even in the state to actually be able to have what you're looking for. You feel me? Because chances are, if you're dealing with a high maintenance woman and you're a high maintainer, she's going to maintain you back. You don't even have to worry about that. You feel me? That's where you get into the space of, you know what, I can fuck with her, because now you're thinking of the longevity. You know that when you come home, you feel me, she cleans, or she does whatever the case may be, or she does the certain things that you know, I don't want to get stuck on the minimal, the frivolous shit, but you feel me? She's already shown you that the value, what the value is of maintaining her. You feel what I'm saying? What the value is of maintaining her. That's how you choose your woman. You don't choose it because of the physical shell. You feel me? You choose it because, okay, if I maintain you, when I maintain you, what do you get? What do I get out of you? Can I make it from 0 to 200,000 miles? You feel me? And beyond, can I get that? But what do I have to do to ensure that I get that? You feel what I'm saying? Or do I just, fuck it, man. Like, she don't need to show me what she can maintain. I'm just going to, rock with it on this type time. And, well, that's when you get the 15-year-old luxury cars. Because now at this point, it's just a matter of time before it fucks you over. It's just a matter of time before it no longer works. And now you got to go find another one. Nah, that's what this shit is about when finding your woman. You feel me? I'm not opposed to the high maintenance women because I'm a high maintainer. It's different. You feel me? So now you got to also look at it from that perspective. If you're a high maintainer, why would you get something that requires low maintenance? Because now you're cheating yourself. Now you're reducing your own personal value. You dig what I'm saying? Now you're reducing your own personal value. And I'm not saying, if it's like, but now you have to also, and that's a part of understanding yourself too. That's a part of understanding yourself too. I seen this conversation between two people where, motherfuckers type it out and they tell the conversation. But the motherfucker was like, yeah, I was talking to a millionaire and he had a Honda Pilot. You feel me? That he still drives, is paid off, or whatever the case may be, that he still maintains. It's like, well, yeah, you can have any car you want, blah, blah, blah. You say, yeah, I probably could. This is what I'm willing to maintain. This is what I want to maintain. This is what I can highly maintain. As a high maintainer, this is what I can maintain and what I will maintain. And now that it's paid off, I can still maintain it. Now I can maintain it better because that money that I was putting into a monthly, I no longer have to pay anymore. You dig what I'm saying? We cannot live, like, you don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck with a luxury vehicle, do you? So why would you do that with your woman? You feel what I'm saying? Why would you think you can do that with a woman? And I'm not saying that just from the financial aspect. I'm saying paycheck to paycheck mentally, paycheck to paycheck spiritually, paycheck to paycheck physically. Like, yo, women, she got bored. She just not, why are you still able to maintain her mentally? Are you still able to maintain her emotionally? Are you still able to maintain her spiritually? You feel me? These are things that got to be proactively thought about. We can't just hop into it emotionally. And we get with the women who don't really require that so much. And then it's like, as we're growing, if we're choosing to grow, we realize, oh, she's not. Damn, like, yo, you don't do shit. Ooh, I come home and all of this, blah, blah, blah. Like, you got somebody that your maintenance, your capacity to maintain is so much higher than she has to be maintained. You feel me? But it's safe. You want that. It's, it's how you choose. And it's just a matter of time before that maintenance, the check engine light comes on and the shit breaks down. You feel what I'm saying? Because we had this foreign concept, but we don't want to put in the necessary work to make sure that we can maintain these foreigns. You feel me? So we rather just bitch about not being able to afford them. So then let's look at it from a different dynamic. What happens when you get that foreign and you can't afford it anymore? You get repo. It's repo. Now we man, oh, she left me hanging, man. She did me dirty. She was just here for this, that, and the third. Nah, you couldn't maintain her, so universe repoed her from you. Take it back. Because when you get her, you got to maintain her, bro. On all levels. You got to maintain her mentally. You got to maintain her physically. You got to maintain her emotionally, spiritually. So then when she's, I can't do this, like, you getting repoed. She's getting repoed from you. Why? Because you can't maintain her. You thought you could, like even in the real world metaphor, from the actual metaphor of a car, you can miss one payment and that's it. That one payment, if you live in paycheck to paycheck, you miss one payment, you fucked. It's hard to bounce back after that. It takes a long time to get caught up and get back in your shit if you miss that one payment. What the fuck you think happens on the higher levels, higher planes? You feel me? It's a matter of time before you get caught slipping. It's just like, yo, I got to repo her. I got to repo this from you. I got to repo this luxury woman from you because you can't afford it. You can't afford it. You hear what I'm saying? Is it her fault? Mm-mm. You chose to step into that realm, And so when a lot of us are more comfortable, at, we would rather, let me just deal with something that if it got repoed, I'm not going to be losing out too much. I'm not going to be hurt. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be damaged. And I ain't going to fuck it. You feel what I'm saying? So we're willing to tolerate the nasty attitudes. We're willing to tolerate the fucked up problem, the fucked up mentality that the being may have. to say, okay, I still got a baddie when we step out, when we on the scene and everything like that. But now we got to come home. I got to argue. Who the fuck is that bitch? Why she doing this? Why she doing that? You got to deal with a lot of that shit. You feel me? Because that's what you chose to do. You feel me? Those high maintenance ones that we got to actually tap into and deal with on that grand scale. We don't have to worry about shit like that. They're securing themselves. They're able to, but we don't need our ego fed with them. But we still got to maintain them. And that's one of the battles that I'm seeing right now. A lot of dudes is, we want those types of women, but we don't feel like we have to put in the work to have them. You feel me? We'll put in the work on so many other levels on everything else. But when it comes to a woman, somehow it's like, nah, I don't feel like she deserves that. I don't feel like she should do that shit because then I got to prove, you feel me? I'm like this, still sticking with the car metaphor. It's like, if I get to the point where I'm like, you know what? This car isn't doing anything for me anymore. I'm going to go trade it in. You feel me? I'm going to go trade it in. Now, this is it's a little different with relationships. I'm not just saying no shit like, yo, I'm going to just go find another one, cut her off like that. Nah, we're going to have a proper breakup. Because it's human. You feel me? Have a proper break, this isn't what's working for me. You feel me? And that's perfectly fine to do. You feel me? It's perfectly fine to do. And then move on to the next one after the healing and everything like that. But it's like, we gotta really, as men, we gotta really change our perspective and know what the fuck this foreign syndrome is about. It's hard to, I'm not gonna say it's easy to get out of, because a lot of us are still stuck in it, but we gotta pick a side and we gotta realize that if I'm gonna be on this type time, you feel me? I can't speak for all. I can only speak for myself. I know that I'm great. So I know I need a great woman. I know that all of the things that I put into my life, business-wise, everything like that, they require maintenance and attention. You feel what I'm saying? Everything that I've learned, everything that I do, it requires maintenance and meticulous attention. Why would I assume that my woman ain't going to be the same way? That's counterproductive to me. That's counterproductive to my life. You feel what I'm saying? If everything I do needs fine detail for me to pay attention to, for me to make perfect, for me to do the things that I need to do with it. You feel me? For example, if I'm running an ad, you feel me? There's a sequence of things that I have to do that have to be checked off before. I can't just hop up on it and say, okay, now run the ad. No, there's things I have to do. I have to do ad copy. I have to do a creative. I have to do the audience. I have to find all of this shit. I have to get social proof. There's a lot of things that has to go into that. You feel what I'm saying? In order for me to have a great ad for this particular product or this particular service that I'm getting out when I'm running it. You feel what I'm saying? I have to put that same energy into my woman. Me personally, I have to. But at the same time, I can't have the mentality that all of the things in my life, everything in my life, you feel what I'm saying? No matter what it is, I put detail into it. I put my heart into it. I put my mind into it. I make sure that I am maintaining this thing to the highest capacity. Why would I not do that with my woman? This is potentially going to be the mother of my child or children. You feel me? This is particularly going to be the sustainer of my empire. You feel what I'm saying? I got to maintain her. But in addition to being able to maintain, I got to be able to afford her. I got to be able to afford what it takes. Same example. I go back to using, say, the advertisements and stuff like that. I got to be able to afford those, the attention and time and all of that shit. I got to be able to afford that. How do I afford that? By having the right skill set and right things that's going to make it easy for me to afford it. You feel what I'm saying? Same with a woman. Same with women. You feel me? But we don't want to be able to afford our women. We don't. We want to be able to pay for them. That's the thing. Can we pay for them? But we don't worry about if we can afford them. You feel me? And that's because we have this foreign syndrome. Yeah, you can pay for a gold digger. It's that's what they're there for. But can you really afford a financially secure woman? A woman who's seeking financial security? You feel what I'm saying? Because chances are a financially secure woman is financially secure herself first. So you have to either match or supersede that. But wouldn't that be what you want to do? You feel me? Damn, she got this, that, and the third. If we bring that shit together, it's going to be on point. She's this, I'm here. That just multiplies where we are. You feel me? But we would rather have somebody who's like, who we can quote unquote control because they don't have that. I'm the best thing to happen to you right now. You feel me? They would get mad when she's a gold digger. She ain't got no skills. She ain't got no resources. She can't do shit. Whose fault is that? Because it's low maintenance. It's easy for you. I ain't really got to do shit. I just got to fuck her good. You feel me? You got to watch that shit. My brother's like, I'm all for, you feel me, women embracing sexuality, whatever the case may be, but you got to pay attention to it. Some women just out here looking to get fucked. That's it. You feel me? Some women are out here just looking to get fucked, and that's not 100% the full capacity of embracing their sexuality. Because with sexuality comes creative energy. Is she just fucking all the time and she producing any fruit? You feel me? Don't get caught up in that. But when you're low maintenance in mentality, when you're a low maintainer, you comfortable with that shit. All she gotta do is fuck me good and suck me good. I'm beyond that shit now. Me and the homies that I fuck with, my circle of compadres and shit, we beyond that shit. You can't just fucking suck me good. You feel me? You need to be able to do more than that shit. Because now we have to really we have to get familiar with looking at our relationships as investments. You feel me? We got to now start looking at our relationships as investments. Like, think about it. Every relationship uses investment words. I only know this shit because I'm into investing and shit, and I started to pay attention to it. Like, relationships are built on trust. You feel me? Appreciation. You feel me? Interest. You feel what I'm saying? A relationship has a lot of investing terms into it. Why would you fuck with a bad investment? Why? You feel me? Like, appreciation means that something becomes greater. Like, that's one of the things that I'm really starting to learn how to stop saying to women, stop saying to people as a whole, but especially women, to say, I appreciate you. You feel me? Because do I really appreciate you? Because appreciate means that something rises in value. Do I really make you rise in value? I really had to start thinking about that shit. You know, just because a woman shows me, you know, she shows me some gratitude or whatever now, that's when I had to start saying, yo, I'm grateful for you. I don't appreciate you, but I'm grateful for you. Because I don't know if I appreciate you. Because if you're still in the same position that you were in when we first met, I didn't appreciate you. I just been grateful that you've been here. Because appreciate means that I have made you grow in value. I have made you increase in value. You feel what I'm saying? So when, you know, low key, I started to like, that's a very arrogant thing to say to a motherfucker. Like, yo, I appreciate you, love. I appreciate you. You feel me? Now, if she's making me better, now I got to start, you know, I'm learning. I got to start, you know, getting used to finagling it in. Like, yo, you appreciate me. Now, I don't know for her to hear it and be like, the fuck? How you know I appreciate? Because I'm telling you, you appreciate me. You make me better. It's a different dynamic, a different thought process when you're looking at it like that. You know, you're appreciating the asset, which means you're making this asset better. You dig what I'm saying? We got to get into looking at it like that. You know, the relationship starts with interest. What is interest other than positive accumulation of something? So when we ask, like, I'm interested in you, that means every time I spend with you, every moment that I'm with you and shit, my interest grows in you because more value is being added to what I have connected within you. I'm interested. So that's what the relationship is about. The trust. Think about trust funds. Over time, trust is supposed to build. Like, a trust builds a certain amount of money. And then it's like, after a while, how do we, like, when we trust somebody, what are we really doing? We have put a solid, stable investment in this motherfucker that is going to guarantee, is set to guarantee a certain amount over a longevity of time. That's what trust is. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, we got to look at, when we looking at our relationships and shit like that, we got to start looking at it from a different perspective. The foreign syndrome is cool. I realize it's something that we can't do without. We can't break, because this is just the way the society has structured it. It's going to take a lot of, you know, internal shit to change the generational and the generational focus on this. You feel me? Which is cool. Take your time to do so. But at the same time, if this is the collective that we're in, we have to shift it. If we want those types of women, we got to be high maintainers. Not big spenders. Know the difference. Know the difference. Because the problem is we be mad. Where our fuck up is we try to be big spenders as opposed to high maintainers. And that's where we get depleted. A big spender is going to attract a gold digger. That's the analogous part right there. Big spenders fuck with gold diggers. Gold diggers fuck with big spenders. High maintainers fuck with high maintenance people. You feel what I'm saying? We be big spenders. Not high maintainers, we're big spenders. Under the guise that we're high maintainers, and so we wonder why we only get gold diggers. You feel what I'm saying? If you're a big spender and you fucking with a high maintenance woman, she's gonna make that money more. But you're fucking with a gold digger, she dug for the gold. She's gonna take that shit. You feel me? So a lot of us we have to realize which dynamic we're in. Are we the big spender or are we a high maintainer? Because that's going to determine the type of woman. Like, yeah, girl, I could take care of you. I could do this. Like, I don't, Stop doing that shit. Find a high maintenance woman and maintain her. Because that's what you have to do. If you're the high maintenance man who doesn't want to maintain a high maintainer who doesn't want a high maintenance woman, get you a low maintenance woman. You feel what I'm saying? Get you a low maintenance woman and deal with that. But you're gonna eventually reach a cap because it's like a fueling system. You know what I'm saying? The high maintainer dealing with the high maintenance is going to continually to operate from a perspective that can maintain highly. You dig what I'm saying? If I'm high maintenance, if I'm a high maintainer dealing with low maintenance, it's not gonna be much that I have to do. So it's not gonna propel me to any growth. You feel me? I think that's one of the sides we don't look at with the shit. But again, like I said, it now comes to value. Like the big spenders are just like, I just got the money just to throw. Nah, buddy. You're going to throw it at gold diggers. That's what you're going to throw it at. You're not going to throw it at high maintenance women. High maintenance women are intimidating because high maintenance women need to be maintained on all levels, not just physically. Oh, you pull up in the Beamer and then I hop in and we go to that's not the high maintenance woman. Because a high maintenance woman can afford 2 Beamer payments a month. Not just the ability to ride on the passenger side. You dig what I'm saying? It's different levels to the shit. But it's all tied into the same syndrome, the foreign syndrome. That's what I'm calling this, the foreign syndrome. Because it's like, as men, it's our reflection in what we want. You feel what I'm saying? A big spender, typically, these big spenders and shit, big spenders are also stingy with their money and don't really know how to invest their money wisely. They just know how to spend it. So the big spenders, this is why they're willing to go buy a 200,000 mile BMW because it's a BMW. Like, no, it's a 200,000 mile car. Yo, you would have been better off getting a 3-year-old Nissan or a 3-year-old Camry or some shit. Nah, this is a Lexus. This is a Benz. It's gonna break, bro. This shit gonna break. You feel me? And we apply that shit on all levels of our lives, but the only time it becomes a problem is when it comes to our women. Because with our women, we're supposed to be creating longevity with them. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be creating longevity with them. Now, granted, I'm well aware that you have to weed out some women who carry themselves as high maintenance, but they really gold diggers. I get that. I get that. But you can't, that comes within your own power of discernment. You'll know, if you're truly a high maintainer, you'll know when she's just a gold digger, when she's she's dressed as a high maintenance woman, but she has no ability to maintain highly. You feel what I'm saying? When I first started my entrepreneur journey, I was meeting a lot of women who carried themselves in they wanted the high maintenance shit, but they didn't know how to maintain highly. They didn't know how to do it. They didn't know how to sustain the shit that they said they wanted. You feel me? I had to learn that shit. I had to figure that shit out. I had to be the one to discern that. It's like, oh, I'm not going to say those women are gold diggers because their intention was to, be, but they didn't have a position that they can play. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't have you get you a high maintenance woman, she has a position to play. You know why? Because she got shit to lose. You feel what I'm saying? What Cole say and nobody's perfect. He said, now that I'm on, I can pick and choose. I only fuck with hoes that got shit to lose. I'm not calling women hoes. I'm using this for a dramatic effect. But the shit sticks. You a big spender fucking with a woman who got shit to lose. Well, who has nothing to lose. Like, she can walk away from you. She can finesse you. You can be a lick, take all your bread. You know what I'm saying? But a high maintenance woman, she got shit to lose, bro. She got shit to lose. A high maintenance woman got shit to lose, and she's not willing to lose it. It's all about keeping it. And as a high maintainer, you got to realize I got shit to lose too. So I got to work on keeping it. That's what you need to be with. But it requires you to have the value in them, how to pour the value in them. It requires you to be able to afford them. And don't forget to take a moment to go get your exclusive merchandise from Just Scenes merch. At Just Scenes, each piece is specifically crafted with positive imagery and symbolism. From the titles and designs to the descriptions, each style gives you something to feel great about. With everything from hoodies and tees to coffee mugs and tote bags, we have something for the entire family. So be sure to get yours today. Find us on Instagram at Just Scenes merch and get your merchandise right now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap it up there. Like, I really just wanted to clarify what I meant when I said that. Because a lot of people was like, yo, you can't be comparing women and cars. I said, I'm not necessarily comparing women and cars. It's an experience. It's a mentality that is associated with this. You dig what I'm saying? It's not me comparing women and cars. It's a mentality that is literally associated with this called the foreign syndrome that men operate under. The shit was about men, to be honest with you. It was a conversation that I wanted to have with my brothers. And, you know, it happens. Women, they don't be minding their business sometimes. But it's cool. It's cool. Because that wasn't, and what I'm saying, like, don't be minding their business, like, that conversation wasn't for the women at that point. You feel me? It was solely for the brothers because it's like, yo, we do that shit. We want luxury shit, but we want luxury shit, but we don't want it to be high maintenance. You know what that mentality does to you? It makes you look for shit, luxury shit that doesn't need maintenance. Or that you don't have to put much maintenance into. You're not gonna put much maintenance into a car that doesn't have like any value. You don't see any value into it. You feel what I'm saying? If that shit broke down right now, fuck it, I'll walk away from it. You feel me? Like you feel what I'm saying? Nah, you gotta be in a situation where you gotta start to think more. Be able to put value into all your shit. You feel me? Learn to stop being a big spender and start being a high maintainer. Yes, of course, you're going to gravitate. Yes, as a high maintainer, you are also going to get gold diggers and high maintenance women. It's not around it. But like I said, you got to use your discernment to see, okay, you just here. A gold digger, like, she's not providing any fruit. If you cut yourself off from a gold digger, right, what's she going to do? She's going to leech on to the next man. Simple. Cut yourself off of a high maintenance woman. She ain't shit really gonna change about her life except you not being there. You feel me? Just like ain't shit gonna change about your life just accept the fact that she's not there. You dig what I'm saying? Big spenders and shit. You feel me? You can't just throw money at high maintenance women. You gotta do shit with it. You feel me? You gotta be able to put value behind that money that you're trying to throw. You feel me? They see through that shit. And then now you think, oh, she nagging, she that, this, that, and the third. It's like, yo, you can't be on that type time. You got to break this foreign syndrome. We got to break this foreign syndrome and end this shit out. We got to start embracing being a high maintainer. You feel me? I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I love high maintenance women. I stopped fucking with gold diggers when I was a kid, but I love high maintenance women. I love them because it's what a high maintenance woman has to offer. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know now the differentiation between a gold digger and a high maintenance woman. The woman that I come into my spaces with, they be on point with their jobs, making X amount of figures and shit. And they be doing this, that, and the third. They have this business, that business. They have other things, and they're actively doing shit. She got shit to lose. I got shit to lose too. We ain't gonna fuck each other shit up. You feel me? The gold diggers, on the other hand, They got a lot. They don't have anything to lose. You feel me? They don't have anything to lose. You feel me? So they're not going to tread as lightly as a high maintenance woman would. They're not going to be as strategic and calculated as a high maintenance woman would. They don't give a fuck. They looking for the next lick. I'm not mad at them. I'm not knocking them for that shit, but they're looking for the next lick. You feel me? Gold diggers will get pregnant because the big spenders. Oh, if I have a baby by him, I got him for 18 years. You feel me? The high maintenance woman is looking like, yo, if we were to have a baby, like it's longevity. It's not just, okay, this motherfucker is going to be in this particular space. So now I have secured a bag. You feel me? The high maintenance woman got bags secured already. The fuck? You feel me? That's what we don't look at. And a lot of times we don't want to internalize and we don't want to put that shit on ourselves to be like, yo, that's why I can't fuck with her. That's why I can't fuck with her. She got a lot. She got a lot to lose. Change your perspective, yo. You need to equally have as much to lose as the person is that you're trying to fuck with, bro. For real. That's what be pissing a lot of y'all off. Y'all get into these situations with women like, y'all, these bitches ain't shit. Nah, you fucking with women that ain't got shit to lose. That's your fault. That's your fault. Why? Because she's a bad bitch? Why? Because you met her in the club and she looked good. She filled out all the dimensions and she ain't got shit to fucking lose. You feel me? Then that scares us and shit. Like, I want the homebody who don't go out, who don't do this, who don't do that. Because now you realize she ain't got shit to lose. You feel me? I don't want that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck if she goes out to the clubs. I don't give a fuck if she still does all of these things like that. I need to know that she has something to lose. The more she has to lose, the more I'm willing to fuck with her. Because she's not going to lose her own shit. Therefore, if she's not willing to lose her own shit, she ain't going to fuck up my shit. If she ain't got shit to lose, she can fuck my shit up. When I say fuck my shit up, I mean fuck my shit up. You dig what I'm saying? I had a couple close calls with women like that. Where it's like, you know, they wanted to be in the space. Just wanted to be active in the space. I'm like, bruh, the fuck you got? You have nothing to lose. If you have nothing to lose, which that to me, I'm like this. If you ain't got shit to lose, that means you have nothing of value to offer. Period. Like that's the end of it for me. If you have nothing to lose, you have nothing of value to offer to me. If I walked away from you, what would happen to me? Nothing. Nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Those are the type of relationships that we need to be seeking. But the problem is they can become intimidating. When you don't have enough to lose, or what you think, like, nah, you got to see the value in your own shit. I know I got a lot of shit to lose. I know that I got a lot of shit to lose. And if being involved with this person is starting to jeopardize that shit, fuck them. Fuck them. But like I said, when you're dealing with high maintenance women, not gold diggers, high maintenance women, learn how to separate the two. Start dealing with high maintenance women and you'll see, oh damn, she is not going to waste her time. Good, because I don't like to have my time wasted, goddamn. Which means I know you're not wasting my shit either. You feel what I'm saying? I know you're going to be patient with me because I got to be patient with you to make sure that you can't fuck my shit up. You feel what I'm saying? Those impulsive people, we need to do this now. We look and pay attention to the fact that they ain't got shit to lose. What do they have to lose in this situation? Weigh that option. Like I said, I don't give a fuck how well she can suck fucking cook. Do you have something to lose? If there's nothing to lose, that's where we get fucked up with the foreign shit. Because we look at the image of a foreign. Like I said, a foreign ain't shit but a bad bitch that can speak a different language. But the structure of it is looking at the physical shell. It's a bad bitch. Like, nah, I'm like, yo, bro, we got to grow up. I mean this with the absolute love. We got to grow up and change our perspective. We are getting upset because we're chasing gold diggers and we want to carry on like big spenders, but we can't be high maintainers. You feel me? The high maintainers are telling you, you're going to attract the high maintenance woman. It's just natural. You feel me? But don't get to that point and be like, I don't want to maintain anymore. I don't want to maintain anymore. I can't. You got to. You got to start forward thinking. You feel me? You can't be looking at the woman and saying, yo, I have a baby by her because she cute. No. You feel me? No. Gotta say, I'll build a family with her. Because I can see her as a motherfucking partner that can help me raise a kid the right way to continue all of the shit that I had. Like, my shit is simple. As complex as it might sound, my shit is real simple. The woman that I gotta find, she gotta be able, I gotta make sure that she's my partner, that we can both coherently pass down whatever it is that we have to our kids to multiply. You feel what I'm saying? She ain't got shit to fucking lose. She can't teach my babies how to multiply a motherfucking thing. She can only teach them how to lose it. That's how I look at it. It might be harsh, might be rude, but I don't give a fuck. That's how I gotta look at the shit. When my babies, because when we're gone, our babies gotta be able to fend for themselves. You dig what I'm saying? That's how I gotta look at this shit. So I need a high maintenance woman who got shit to fucking lose. Because she's not willing to lose it. Not only is she not willing to lose it, she's willing to pass it on. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now that's the type of motherfucker I need to fuck with. Why? Because you're gonna pass on some shit. Your intention is to pass on some shit to your children the right way. My intent is the same thing. So when we gone, as partners in crimes, whatever it is, maybe we fall in love, we do all these things. When we separated and we gone and we're ashes to ashes, dust to dust, our babies are still good. Our babies are still motherfucking good. Like on Black Panther, when T'Challa daddy was like, if I have not prepared you for my death, I have failed as a father. Don't get so wrapped up out this motherfucker, my brothers, of chasing the woman that you forget that you got to prepare your children for your death. You bitching about a woman that like, you knew on shit. Oh, she a gold digger. She this, she that, and the third. She's a foreign. She was bad when I met her, and she was bad this, that, and the third. Now I got to keep my eye on her. She don't do shit. She don't cook. She don't clean. But she bad though. That's all you want? That's all you want? You want that 15-year-old BMW. That's what you want. You feel me? It's still a BMW though. You feel me? That's the shit that you want. You got to accept that shit. You want to be a big spender. You feel me? You don't want to be a high maintainer. To now where you got to think ahead of time. You got to think about, yo, if I have not prepared my child for my death, then like other shit has to go into that. This is like when I was using the example of getting the 2021 or the 2020 Benz and shit. You got to make sure you got your credit on point so you can get that low interest rate. You got to make sure that you have a clean, good as driving record so your insurance doesn't go up too much when you get this car. You have to make sure you have so many things in place. Same shit with your woman and your kids and your family. You have to think about it like that, bro. Like in 3 years, I'm gonna be willing to start a family. Like, is she gonna be in a position for that? Emotionally, mentally, physically, healthy, like spiritually, like what is it? Because I gotta be able to be in that same space too, and I gotta be able to do that. So I gotta be a high maintainer. She has to, if she operating from high maintenance. You feel what I'm saying? She has fucking shit to lose. Stop getting in these relationships, man, because these motherfuckers is cute. We too old for this shit. Get into a relationship with a motherfucker who got something to lose. Just like you. And you got to have something to lose too. And realize I'm not willing to lose this shit. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm not willing to lose shit that I worked for nobody. Nobody. I put in too much work. When you actually put in so much work that you find value in your shit, I don't give a fuck how cute you think you are. I don't give a fuck how compatible the stars may say we can be. If you have the potential to fuck my shit up, if you ain't got a motherfucking thing to lose within yourself, I can't fuck with you. You can run my synastry, you can run whatever, and you can get all of the bullshit that they say. You can go get your tarot reading done. You can go get whatever. You can even get the message from your creator himself, herself, however you're looking at it, that says this person is for you. If I deem you got shit to lose, if you don't have shit to lose, I'm not fucking with you. I don't give a fuck what message you got. The ancestors told me that you ain't got shit to lose. The ancestors ain't tell you shit. They ain't tell me shit. The fuck? They told me to look at your ass and see, yo, do you got something to motherfucking lose? Nope. Well, I just want to get started in bit. Nope. I've already started in it. Nope. You can't lose what I can lose. You feel me? I want to do this, that, and the third, and I want to do this. All right, cool. Show me what you got. Do you got something that you can lose that you've been working on? No, not yet. Can't fuck with you. And my brothers, it is okay to be in this motherfucking space. Talk this shit. Talk this shit. It's so many of us and shit that we end up settling too because we like, take me at, no, fuck that. I'm going to take you as you got something to lose. Fuck that. I'm no longer doing that. Take me as I am. If you can't handle me and my worst, you don't deserve my best. Fuck that shit. If you ain't got shit to lose, I don't want you. You feel me? We need that mentality too. We need that mentality too. Because now it's like at this point, everything that I put into you is an investment. You feel me? You got to appreciate me. You feel me? Which means you have to make me better. You have to bring value to me. You have to bring value out of myself, just like I have to do to you. I have to appreciate you. You feel me? Not just be grateful for you. Not just be grateful for your presence. We be confusing appreciation with presence. Appreciation with gratitude. It's not. I can be grateful that you're here and not be making you better in any way, shape, or form. I cannot be appreciating you. And by telling you, I appreciate you, yo. I fucking appreciate you, girl. Like, you was with me when I ain't had shit. That means she appreciated you, motherfucker. And you're grateful for her appreciation. And vice versa. You feel me? When I was down in the dumps and I was broken and all of this and you came, I appreciate you. No, he appreciated you. You appreciated her, bro. And she's grateful that you did that. But did she appreciate you? Cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. Let's get out of this foreign syndrome. Let's get out of this mentality of dealing with, complaining about women who, let's get out of this victim role where we constantly complaining about women who don't have shit to lose fucking us over. She ain't got shit to lose. You feel me? When I grew up, this is a funny joke, but they said never fight an ugly person. They used to always say that shit when I was growing up. Never fight an ugly person because they ain't got shit to lose. They don't worry about their face getting scratched. They don't worry about shit. They will fuck you up because they have nothing to lose physically. You feel me? I used to laugh at it and shit, but principally, that is a very powerful thing. Anybody that does not have anything to lose will fuck you up. They will fuck you up because they have nothing to lose. That's how powerful it is. You feel me? So now we looking at our relationships going bad, and then now we trying to group all of the women into the same situation. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. You didn't fuck with women who appreciated you. You fuck with women who are grateful for you, but you didn't fuck with women who appreciated with you. You didn't fuck with women who had something to lose. You wanted to come in and be the savior. Dun, 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 dun. I'm wearing my cape. I'm going to bring you out of this situation, girl. And you do, to the next man's hand. You appreciated her. She was grateful for it. Okay. She didn't have shit to lose. Nothing. She didn't have shit to lose. And even that, you got to be even more careful dealing with people who do have shit to lose and don't give a fuck if they lose it. Those are some dangerous people. You feel me? When I talk about that heartbreak that I was in, that woman, she didn't give a fuck if she lost the shit. I should have known that when we first started talking. She had a full ride scholarship. Full ride academic scholarship. She didn't have to pay for shit. Pay for shit. You feel what I'm saying? That scholarship wasn't important enough for her to actually do right in school. You feel me? I had to be so motherfucking hands-on in that regard. Like, yo, you need to study, man. Go do this shit like that. She had something to lose and didn't give a fuck if she lost it. And then when I break down the aftermath of how everything happened, I was also something that she had to lose, but didn't give a fuck if she lost it. I had to eat that. I had to eat that because I didn't see it. I didn't see it at the time. I see this shit well now. Not only you got to keep in mind, not only if she ain't got shit to lose, you can't fuck with her. But if she got shit to lose and she don't give a fuck if she lose it, that's your fault if you get fucked over by that. And a lot of times, those are the types of women we bitching about. Those are the type of women that we mad at. But we're more frustrated at our own decision making because we didn't see it. This motherfucker had nothing to lose. And they made me lose my shit. Or this person had so much to lose that the shit was blinding. Yo, you have everything right now, but you don't give a fuck if you lose it or not. Those are the more dangerous people, and those are the ones that got us mad, and those are the ones that really got us fucked over. You feel me? So I wanted to have this conversation with us because it's like, as brothers, like, it's a lot of us that are good dudes out here. It's a lot of us that are good dudes out here. You feel me? We fucking with women who ain't got shit to lose. You feel me? We fucking with women who got shit to lose. And even if we are fucking women who got shit to lose, we fucking women with emotional damage that don't give a fuck if they lose the shit. Because they're already in such a deep pit of despair, they don't give a fuck if they lose what they have. Which means what did they say? And when I used to, when I had a job when I used to be an account manager, when we used to have our account manager meetings, they say the first one hired is the first one fired. No, last one hired, first one fired. If you're the last thing to enter their space when they already don't give a fuck if they lose shit, or if they already ain't got shit to lose, you'll be the first thing to motherfucking go. I always remember that shit. My brother's like, again, just because she could suck you good, she could fuck you good, don't mean shit. You dig what I'm saying? Just because she could be on a type time where it sounds like, oh, I can, the men in my past have done this shit out, like, nah, fuck all of that shit, see through all of that bullshit. See if she got something to lose. That's first check. She ain't got shit to lose, don't fuck with her from the jump. That's your fault. At that point, that's your fault if you get fucked over by her. You know? Then go to the next level. Do she got something to lose? And does she give a fuck if she lose it or not? Because if she don't give a fuck if she has shit to lose that's been in her life before you even came into that picture, and she don't give a her actions show, her mentality show that she don't give a fuck if she lose it or not, she don't give a fuck if she lose you or not. You're the last one hired. You're gonna be the first one to go. The first one to go before everything collapses and she fucks everything up. You feel what I'm saying? I seen this shit. I've been on that other side of that shit. You feel me? She had so much to lose. So much to lose. But didn't give a fuck if she lost it or not. Didn't give a fuck if she lost it or not. And I ate that. I ate that. She cheated on me and got pregnant. Like, I had to eat that shit. She didn't have shit to lose. Well, she had shit to lose, but she didn't give a fuck if she lost it. So here I am pouring into this, like, yo, well, what about the women like? This is the point. This is what happens when you give to a woman, you pour into women, and you do all of this shit for women, and it still goes sour. They don't give a fuck if they lose the shit that they got. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. And it's okay to be on point and be on that. It's different now. We different. As men, we different. We gotta be different. You feel me? Fuck with women who got shit to lose and ain't willing to lose they shit. And you be a motherfucker who got shit to lose and ain't willing to use your shit. That's when a high maintainer meets high maintenance. Stop blurring the lines and trying to put all of these things together. Pay attention to their actions. Pay attention to their motives and their means and how they moving. Because I'm going to keep it like I said. If they ain't got shit to lose, they going to help you fuck your shit up. You feel me? They going to help you fuck your shit up. So don't let them. Be on point. Break this foreign syndrome. If you can't break the foreign syndrome, at least shift to the other side of the foreign syndrome to where you now have to become a high maintainer and you think ahead of time. I want this caliber of woman, right? So I now have to be able to afford this type of woman, not just financially. Providing is not just the financial thing. It's not just a physical thing. You have to be able to provide mentally. You feel me? Can you teach her? Can you learn from her? Can you sustain her? Can you sustain her mentally? Can you do it emotionally? Is your emotional intelligence on point? You feel what I'm saying? Is your emotional intelligence on point to where you can understand the things that she's going through? Can you afford that? Can you afford to deal with her emotions? You feel me? Can you afford that? Can you afford her spiritually? You dig what I'm saying? Can you afford her spiritually? Not in a sense where I want you to conform to my belief system. Not in the sense where I want you to conform. That's not affording. It's not affording her. That's meeting her where she is and accepting where she is and being able to sustain that. If you know she's not in your school of thought, if you know, don't try to fuck with her because y'all be trying to convert motherfuckers for that sense of power. Again, now at that point, y'all are big spenders again. Here's how much work I have with my spiritual system. Nah, you can't do that shit. You got to find something because when you find a motherfucker who match your spiritual system and they can start calling on your bullshit because they know the shit that you think you know, then you're going to feel stupid. Then you're going to feel real stupid. But yeah, switch that mentality to become a high maintainer and be able to afford all of the shit that you want out of a woman. You You feel me? Because the physical aspect is the last aspect. If you can't afford it spiritually, don't even waste your time. If you can't afford her mentally, don't even waste your time. If you can't afford her emotionally, don't even waste your time. Because then you're going to feel like, I'm just paying for her. Yes, you are. You are. And that's going to cause you to pay for it. You feel me? But all in all, I'm going to go ahead and end it there because, I feel myself getting juiced up again. But as always, be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_sing_. Be sure to check me out at IamJustSing.com to get all things that are just seen. Be sure to kiss your babies and make sure they eat their vegetables. And teach your sons. Let's start this early. Let's teach our boys. Let's teach our nephews. Let's teach our little brothers. Let's teach our little homies. Teach them how to look for women this way. Teach them how to be for women this way. You feel me? You yourself have something to lose. Interact with a woman who has something to lose and is not willing to lose it. Those give you fruitful relationships. You feel me? That's when you can appreciate one another. That's when you can trust one another. That's when you really have interest in one another and you can build on those things. You feel what I'm saying? You can build on those things. Teach our young boys this shit early, not just the physical shell. Yeah, they're going to be caught up in the physical shell. She's so beautiful. She's so cute. I like it. Yeah, that's elementary school, middle school. But then as we develop, go through the phases with your sons. Go through the phases with your nephews. Go through the phases with your young bulls and shit. Like, really sit with them and be like, yo, all right, so how you feel about this woman? Like, what does she have? Ask those questions comfortably. What does she have? Not her potential, but her reality. What does she have? What does she do? And is she willing to lose it? Okay, she's not willing to lose it. A+. Does she give a fuck about if she lose it? Pay attention to that shit. And you got to make sure you're not willing to lose your shit that you work for. You got to be willing. You got to make sure that we teach them to the boys not only to be able to have shit, but not willing to fuck up their own shit. That self-sabotaging is basically suicide. Don't do that shit. Don't fuck up your own shit. Don't be willing to fuck up your own shit. Find women who aren't willing to fuck up their own shit. Why? Because they're not going to fuck up your shit. You feel me? That's what we need to start teaching our boys on, how to search for relationships. We can't just look for fat asses anymore. Because chances are you might be getting a dude if you ain't careful. But anyway, kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And I'm going to see y'all all on the next one. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.